Hello, hello. All that there is my hat boxes. I am returning to storage. So all these hats I've been wearing for this summer season, not bad for 49. Look at that. Look at that hairline. Yeah, I have so much stuff I have to put in storage now. I have all my summer shorts, my shirts, my hats, and now I'm going to be bringing in winter stuff. What we're doing with the kids is we're just donating everything they had for the last season. I think Cody has one sweatshirt he can wear still. Everything else, like, it's just time to let it all go. Madison, she has one or two things that she can wear, but it's time to just donate everything. And we're going to Red, White, and Blue Thrift Shop, and we're going to the Goodwill Thrift Shop in Jersey, the ones that are in upstate New York. So there's a part of me that just wants to continue to go to where I know, but hey, we're in Brooklyn now. Let us act like Brooklyners. Coming to America, so nice. How's that? T-Rilla, what up, man? It's been raining for 2 days in New York. Hours ago. This guy's trying to get over. I'm gonna let him. Come on, sir. Please go ahead. Let's go. Come on. Here's it. I'm sending it to you. Come on. Get over. Come on, come on, come on. They are terrified to make this turn. It's probably a new driver. You know. It's scary to make this drive and make these turns. So I don't want to like be honking my horn and, you know, stressing this person out. And next thing you know, something happens. Oh, I don't know. Back over the Brooklyn Bridge. I did not open. It was like I was gonna have to venture out of Red Hook and maybe into Bushwick, and I didn't want to have. I just, you know, I just didn't want my sign out there like that. I'm gonna have to get a weather friendlier sign. My sign is chalk, so on a beautiful day, that's pretty cool. But I need to get an actual sign made. You know, gateway, pop-up dispensary. But you know, there's a thing going on right now where let me go this way. Where they're shutting people like me down that have edibles. And I don't know exactly what the reason is. I'm going to have to call my attorney, which is going to cost me, you know, $200 for like 35 minutes. But, you know, it's always worth it when you can just seek professional help, even though we're kind of cool, and I'm sure that it's not going to come across as an expense, but there will be an expense tacked onto my how do you say, like, they're not going to charge my card that they have on file, but because he's handling another situation for me when it comes to me being the executor to my grandmother's estate. I'm the executor to her estate, and he handles this for me. He's I mean, he can do all kind of law, but I just need the information. I just need to know, why is it that they're shutting down these people with the edibles? I can only imagine that it's because there are no nutrient facts on the back of these packagings. There's just like warnings and keep away from children, and colorful, beautiful colors and all this kind of stuff, but there aren't any ingredient labels, and there isn't any there aren't any ingredient labels, and there isn't any nutrient facts. Because I remember when I used to work at a health food store back in the 90s, this health food store was actually taking on local people that was creating health food dishes. And one day the health department came by, and they were inspecting all this food that we had, and it was a health food store, but it was like slash supermarket. It was one of these huge, at the time it's still there. It was small, but let me just say this. It's a small space, but they had so much stuff, they were like a supermarket. And there was a produce section in the front, and a vitamin section all the way in the back. And along the back right wall were all these freezers where you can get bread from all around the world. All around, everywhere you can imagine, they had this bread, the frozen bread. They were like, $15, $20 loaves of bread. And then on the left side of the wall, there was also like a where you can get eggs and milk and cheese. And then all in the middle were all these aisles where you can get everything from baby food to, and it's all totally organic. It was like the first of its kind in New York. This happened back in 1994, 1993. And I remember there was an issue because one of the people they had taken on didn't have any nutrient facts on their products, and the store had been fined for that. So I'm wondering if I need to make sure that on each gummy package I have an ingredient section and a nutrient facts section, even if I'm copy and pasting the nutrient facts off of just maybe like something organic. Because our cookies, the flour that we use for the cookies is proprietary to my cookies. So I'm not going to reveal the flour for the cookies. So I'm just going to say organic non-bleached flour. I'm not going to say that because there's so many different types of flour out there. And I'm just going to put down organic. So I'm thinking of just doing the actual ingredients, which is nothing. My ingredients, like even for my chocolates, the ingredients is 100% cocoa, honey, 100% cocoa and honey. That's what makes, and then we use the coconut oil for the actual THC. To deliver the THC, we use the oil. We put the oil, the 100% cocoa and honey in a double boiler, and it makes the most amazing dark chocolate you can imagine. And I will put that on the back of the packaging because none of that stuff is proprietary, just simple ingredient. And what I'll do is add, there's so much nutrient facts too. Let's say I was to look at the back of the Ghirardelli chocolate, the 100% Ghirardelli chocolate, which is the most disgusting thing if you ever bit into it. This absolutely bitter, insane. It's made for baking. But those nutrient facts, I can copy and paste that, shrink it down, put it on the back of my product, and add the ingredients should protect me to some degree, but I will still consult with an attorney. But I think it's all about, in New York City, they're really serious about consuming foods. And you have to have a food handler's license in order to consume food products, which myself and LJ do have. We do have our food preparation certificate. We have that. So, like even if you're a bartender in New York, you have to have a food preparation certificate, which is like a week-long class. It costs a few $100 and it lasts forever. And I have mine from so long ago. Mine's literally is from like, I got mine's, no lie, no exaggeration. My food handler's permit is a piece of paper with my picture of my face on it. But now they have little cards that go in your wallet. But I have the one that used to go up on the wall. And I used to travel with that. Whenever I went to a different job, there was a time where I would do bartending, like floating bartender, where I would bartend in different parties all over the Bronx and stuff like that. In my 20s, I used to be so ambitious and running around trying to do 100 things at one time. And I would travel with that, and blam, I would stick that bad boy up with so much pride. Like, I'm the guy. Yeah, you know how to bartend. Yeah, you know how to make drinks. But do you got your food preparation certificate? If the health department walked in right now, what would they say to you? They would take every liquor bottle off this table. And then I knew where to put the money, how to take the money. I wasn't just out in the open with it. I was like running the show for these promoters on these parties. It was a beautiful thing. And so that's, I think, my next move. My next move is to nutrient facts my cookies, my chocolates, and my gummies. Because the gummies is nothing but, I use a kosher gelatin, which is a non-pork based gelatin. It's made from fish fat or fish rendering, whatever the hell it's made from. I get it from the, these Jewish supermarkets. They have gelatin. So the Jews, the kids, they love Jello, but they won't eat Jello products. They'll eat their products, which is just a kosher, non-pork based gelatin. So my gummies are nothing but the coconut oil, the gelatin, and any kind of fruit juice you're looking for. Whatever fruit juice you want to use. We don't add any sugar. We don't, we keep it really simple. The flavors are consistent, where you kind of get a hint of the cannabis, but yet you get the texture of the gummy, and it pushes through, and it's really, really nice and strong. So I'm gonna have to really get on top of packaging. I don't want somebody walking up to my dispensary and get me on a technicality. And these gummies could be the lure that lures people in, but then what can backfire and smack right in the face. Because I just recently visited a few spots. I just recently visited a few of these guys that are out here selling, and none of them had gummies. I was like, you have guys have gummies? They're like, oh no, we don't have any more gummies. I'm like, what do you have? They're, oh, we just got flour and pre-rolls. But matter of fact, we got, this one guy was like, yeah, I got brownies. And I was like, cool, let me see the brownie. And he was like, oh, but you got to give me like let me get basically they seem to not be selling edibles like they are pretending to be. Because it must be something going on where you just got to be very careful with what kind of food products you're putting out there to the people. Because New York ain't playing that game. So by today's Sunday, by Tuesday, Wednesday, I will have the nutrient fracks. Did I just say fracks? The nutrient facts, and ready to print and put on my packaging. So hopefully I'm dodging the proverbial bullet when it comes to this opening up a dispensary and taking this risk here in New York, cannabis shops. I am one of the 900 that put in their application, so that's kind of cool. This screen looks, I'm sorry, but this screen looks a little dirty. Let me do something here. Sorry. That better? I hope that's better. I appreciate the people that are following the rules of this algorithm and pressing the like button. You can always share this, even though it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. You can just share it just for the sake of it, because no one shares my stuff. I'm that guy that no one wants to share. I remember when I did that. I did an episode where I was talking about the baby and what was going on with his new child's mother, Danny. And it was like such great content. People were like emailing me how great, yo, that was so good. You need your own, you need to get serious and do this podcast. And then I said, did you share that episode? No one ever got back to me, but I got at least 3 emails about how great that content was and how they never saw it from that point of view. So I responded back with, did you share that? Did you share it? I could have been nicer maybe and thanked them for reaching out and then hit them with the, did you share it? I'm not angry about it. It just is what it is. Who wants to smoke a spliff with me? Huh? Who wants to smoke a spliff with me in the blood clot ting and ting? Wait, I don't even have a lighter in here. Oh, yes, I do. There's an ambulance a block away. Do I keep driving or should I move over now? Yeah, let me move over. Do not drive like this. Only I can do this. These are one of the J's that I give away for free and accept the donation. Oh, that's good. That's good. You want to see what this looks like when I'm actually indulging in? It's called cringe. It's a stinky, stinky, stinky bud. Stinky, stinky, stinky bud. And it's called cringe. You know, all the kids are always talking about something is so cringe. Well, I'm smoking it. Cringe. You see how they made that bike lane all the way to the left? And then the very next lane, they turned it into a turning lane. So they're shortening the blocks of the city, even the main city, just to give the illusion that it's people in here. It's so crowded. So look, this is the cringe. Cringe. Ah. And the only reason why it's written and doesn't have a sticker is because I had the stickers, the hybrid stickers, somewhere else, and I would have, like, you know, the indigo and sativa stickers. Like this one, like this says sativa on it, see? Sativa! So this cringe is so stinky. And not stinky like sour diesel, stinkier. Oh wow, what is this? Look, this looks like something I would do. Look at that. I love it. That's for outdoor dining or some kind of. I would do that. That's my style. Yeah, I would do that on the outside, and on the inside it would be all velvet with chandeliers. That's me. Where the bathroom has subway tiles with black grout in the middle. That's me. This is 42nd Street, where I was one of the kids that hung out here from the age of 14 to 16. Or maybe even 13 and a half to 17, the truth. These were all this is my old stomping grounds, Midtown Manhattan. This is where I came. See, I could have come and parked the dispensary on one of these blocks and get some of this tourist money. I could have done that. But, you know, I'm more of a slow and steady kind of a guy than just, you know, trying to take care of tourists. And then I don't necessarily want to be on the radar, if that makes any sense. Let me tell my client, hold on, don't hang up, guys. And we're back. Is it cringe? It's super cringe. Oh my god, it's super, super, super cringe. It's cringeworthy. Yes, honey. It's super cringe. I was walking, and out of nowhere, I saw like this shadow, and I just felt like it was super cringe. Now I'm smoking it. Go Yankees! No response. Guy's wearing a Yankee jacket in Midtown that say go Yankees. He's like, oh my god, super cringe. This man just said something to me. Oh my god. The flip phone is back, y'all. Look at this to the right, to the left. Galaxy Z Flip 4. They didn't get the 1, 2, or 3 right. They got the 4 right, though. Just needed more time. Our CEO was going to prison. We were distracted. You see how they did this? They're turning 8th Avenue to just 2 lanes. This is the 1 and 2 lane. This 3rd lane to my left is for turning. Then they have the huge bike lane. This is how they make the city appear to be fuller than it actually is by doing this, by tightening up each and every block, when you would argue it's 2022. Shouldn't the blocks be wider? Shouldn't we try to figure out how to get this bike lane well, the bike lane actually was, you see the cyclists all the way to the left? That cyclist, you can't see it now, but there's another lane. So they just made 2 bike lanes on 8th Avenue. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's totally cringe, man. Cringe. Drive faster. Christopher Perkins was really good. How are you? So now there's 2 bike lanes and 2 car lanes. Someone would argue they're trying to push the agenda to ride more bikes. And some would argue that they're pushing the agenda. Now we have 3 lanes again here, even 4. Some would argue that, oh, it's because they want to make it where people are gonna like be using more Uber and maybe renting electric cars. Oh, I don't know. I'm telling you, it's because there's not a lot of people between certain blocks like there used to be. They're all gone. That's a fact. That's a fact, honey. All right. God is good all the time. God is good all the time. It's for EVs. Yeah, I saw somebody just write that. Yeah, of course it is. What else? What else could it be? It's for EVs. Yeah. It's because there's nobody here. And they have to keep the illusion. Keep the ruse going. We're such a big metropolis. We're a metropolis. Only thing missing is a superhero. We have everything else. No, you don't. We're the people. Where are the people? Cringe. Oh, look. I got pink gorilla. Oh, that's nice. I mean, I don't know. That didn't do it justice. Cringe. I gotta show you cringe. My God. I gotta take it out the bag. Can you see cringe? I can't tell. Hi. I'm happy. I just turned 49. Hey, Crystal.
Hey, man.
How are you?
Not so good.
What's
This is
going
probably
on?
going to be the last time I see you for a while because
Tell
I
me.
got turned down for unemployment.
Unemployment turned you down? What the hell's going on with these people? What happened? This is
They
from the...
said that I have to get paid from the Parsons Fine Training Institute and not from the last job I had because I wasn't at the last job long enough. And they said that my reason for leaving her was not sufficient.
Oh my God. Oh, you talking about when you left the 95-year-old that was driving you crazy?
I laid it out that there was abuse and stuff, but anyway.
Crystal, you've been so good to me. Look what I'm going to do.
What?
For now on, I'm going to give you this 20. And this is all you got to give me for now on.
Okay.
All right?
I still won't.
You've upgraded to family and friends. Even though, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now you know you're going to
Okay.
get the same stuff. You're going to get it $20 cheaper. Because I love it. How long has it been? 7 years?
Really?
Has it been? Or 5?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, I know it's been more than 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of years. So
What do you got
we got
there?
the pink gorilla.
And
We also have the new stuff called the cringe.
what is
It's a
that?
hybrid. I'm on it right now. It's very pleasant. It is a bit stinky though.
Yeah.
So be prepared for like that when you first had diesel. And you were like, oh my God. It's prepare yourself mentally for that.
Okay.
And here, let me give you another gift
Okay.
because you're so wonderful to me.
It's so cold. God
I know.
damn it.
It's really chilly.
I should
it's
have my
really
winter
chilly.
coat on.
Boom. It's
What's
a
that?
chocolate.
Ooh, nice. Well, we'll have that for dessert.
But let me just tell you, Krista, when things start looking rough, you know, I know, it's when things happen.
Well, we'll
So
see.
it's going to happen. You are going to bounce back like a cat and land on your feet. You heard? Don't get stressed out.
I've
if-
got some not interviews, but phone calls.
You got some phone
Lined up.
calls lined up.
You know, it's people that want to see me on Zoom to see if they want me in their office. You know.
Right.
That's how they're eliminating old people. And
So
you know.
you're feeling like they're trying to eliminate you.
Oh, they're always trying to eliminate you. They get too many, you know. But there's one that I hope I hear from. I haven't heard from them yet. They're hiring somebody to do admin work and artistic and cultural stuff for old people within a one or two homes.
Right.
And so I'm ultimately qualified for it. I'm shivering, man.
All right, love. Get out of here. Run here. Tell the family I say hi.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Be well. Be safe. And that's the way it be, man. There's always these ups and these downs. People going through a lot in this town. I don't know how old Crystal is, but you can hit me in the comment section if you think you know how old that person was and what their nationality was, and I will let you know if you won that. If you won that, I will send you a note, and I will send you stickers for the Gateway Dispensary. You'll get some Gateway Dispensary stickers. You just have to hit me in the comment section, and you have to guess how old you think Crystal is and what her nationality is. Okay? But she's been my client for like 6-7 years. If time goes by fast. We used to, before COVID, we would be upstairs hanging out for 1 hour, 2 hours, just talking and chilling. And then she has a daughter that lives with her that is really such an amazing, like, just awesome dancer. I've seen some videos of her doing some pretty intense dancing that was like, whoa. And look, right across the street here is that famous place for dancing. I think it's called Alvin Ailey, something like that. Yeah. And that's a dancing institution. I believe the daughter goes there. So, and now I just gave her a discount after all these years, you know? And for what's it called purposes, I'm not going to discuss the exact pricing because, you know, IRS just hired 89,000 people, and I don't want any smoke by the looky-loos and the guessing and the what's the people, what do they call it? What they do is not necessarily guessing, it's estimating. So, and I respect this country too much not to pay taxes, and that's a fact. You know, just trying to make it in this town is not getting easier. It's getting harder and harder and harder and harder. But I always give people like her that I have as clients, I always give them gummies and cookies and chocolates and all that, because I don't like to have it more than 2-3 days. And I like to pull a new batch of gummies, a new batch of cookies, a new batch of chocolates every week. I want a new batch. So if I have anything from last week, I'm just giving everything away. You know, so it's not necessarily that she's my motivation, which she is, but it's also my motivation to always have fresh product at all times. You know, but this stuff can stay on the shelf for a while, like a marijuana cookie from, I don't care who makes it. That THC just is some sort of preservative. It'll last like a week, won't even taste. I mean, you want to put it in you want to wrap it properly and things like that. But it's pretty amazing, a THC cookie, how it just for time to get stale. Whereas another cookie requires massive amounts of preservatives. You know, so there are preservative aspects in the THC that I'm unaware of. Let's remember, I got my GED when I was 18 inside of a prison. So what do I know? I'm just a spoke on a wheel over here. Oh, my friend Crystal said it's gonna be a while. I'm not gonna see you. Watch, she calls me in 7 days, and she's like, I got a job, it all worked out. You know, it sucks when you spend your whole life working. You know, men, we don't mind that. We think that if we stop working, we're going to die. I don't want to stop working. The minute I stop working, I'm gonna be dead in a year. That's what men feel like that. This is what society has told us. Okay? Women, when they have to go through that, there can't be joy and happiness wrapped around that. When you have to work. Because if you don't work, you can't eat. If you don't work, you can't smoke. If you don't work, scary, man. It's freaking scary. Come on, let's go through Times Square, man. Why not? Come on. Let's go to Times Square real quick. You see this Two Brothers Pizza? Next door from this Two Brothers Pizza, there used to be a Chinese restaurant. And when I was a kid, all I could afford was the rice and gravy. It was $1.25. For $1.25, they would fill up one of those white containers to go, and they would just pour the most delicious gravy, as much gravy as you want. It could even be busting out of the sides, dripping. And that was my dinner for quite some time. You know, a few weeks, a few months, trying to make it in this town when I was a kid. You know, I was one of these throwaways out here in Times Square when I was a child. And you know, because there's a difference between a runaway and a throwaway. You know, a runaway is the kid who's like running away from something and he's trying to find like a better place. A throwaway is when your parents or your guardians or your foster care people, whoever it is, are like, F you, get out, don't come back. So, you know, the rice and the gravy was like heaven, man. It was like heaven. And right here where the Chase was a Burger King. This Chase Bank to the right, that was a Burger King. Famous Burger King. Miss Ruth, hello. Did you send me a donation recently? Thank you. If I didn't thank you for that. Let me see. That was kind of you, Big L. What you put out always comes back to you. Please. Yes, Miss Ruth, you're right. Miss Ruth, hey, sweetness. Yeah, everybody loves Miss Ruth. Come on. What a great spot for an affordable Italian dinner in Manhattan. I don't know which section that was. What a great spot for an affordable Italian dinner in Manhattan. I only remember one thing about this Chase, where it used to be a Burger King. Everybody used to hang out in there. I never really hung out with the crowd that hung out in there. But I met a girl in there that stepped to me so crazy, so hardcore. And at the time, this is right when I became emancipated minor. I became emancipated minor at 15 years old. And check this out, Judge Jerry, which is Judge Judy's husband, was my judge in family court. I didn't know this. It wasn't until many, many years later that I found out, oh snap, that's the same guy who was presided over my case, my case to become emancipated minor. But one of the memories that I have about that Burger King was that there was this girl who stepped to me. I mean, aggressive. And she was like trying to hang with me. And at the time, I had an apartment in the east side of Spanish Harlem. I had an apartment on 102nd Street. So she stepped to me so hard about like really trying to get with me. And I had never had that happen to me before. I had always pursued anyone I was interested in. So at this time, I was like 15, 16 years old, and I wound up taking the train uptown to my house. I sat across from her, wouldn't even sit next to her. We go to my house, and we had some fun. I wasn't very impressed with the situation. It was all right, like I don't really remember that part of it. The only thing I remember is I walked her to the train station. I gave her, the train was like $1 at the time, maybe $1.25. And I gave her train fare, but I gave her $5 bill. I gave her train fare, and I didn't give her a hug or anything goodbye. I never kissed the girl, never did anything with her like that. Look at this guy just walking right in front of me while cars are going. No big deal. You got it, bro. I don't want no smoke. So now, a couple of weeks later, or maybe a month later, 2 months later, I see the girl. And we were in this neighborhood still. And she proceeds to tell the other girls that were there. She says to them, oh yeah, I SMD'd him. And they were like, yeah? And I was so embarrassed. I was like, dang. And one of the girls that I was interested in, she was like, yo, did you really mess with that chick? And I was like, I don't kiss and tell, man, but no, I denied it. I straight up denied. I said, I don't kiss and tell, but nah. And she said, why would she say that? And right there, we heard her say that. And I was just like, yeah, I didn't hear, maybe I said I didn't hear her say that. But the point is that you should never sleep with somebody or have any sexual acts with somebody for just that sake of it. Like, I was like so not into the chick and so embarrassed by her. Not embarrassed. She wasn't a gimp or nothing. She just wasn't my style. She wasn't attractive at all to me. She was just like, I can't even remember what she looked like, but I'm sure she was easy to draw. And I was like, and she stepped to me so hard, I didn't know how to handle it. I just, I fell for it. And that corner always reminds me of where I met that girl who I took to my house, wouldn't even sit in the same row with her in the train. And then she blows my spot up when I'm trying to talk to this girl that I really liked about what her did. And I learned from that day never to give myself away. From that day forward, I was like, I'm never giving myself away like that. I'm not putting myself out there just for the sake of just, being an animal, just for the sake of relieving myself like a dog. I couldn't get her out of my house fast enough at the time. So I would never do it. So I always remember that place from where I met that girl. And what's crazy is that I had hung out in that spot a few times, and that was a good place to meet girls, because a lot of these girls were like trying to get away from their mothers and dealing with drama, and I was like the only one who had my own place. And so it was easy to go there in that area. Well, this whole area was easy. Or when you're young, it's easy. When girls are out here and they're not trying to do the prostitution thing, they're looking for a boyfriend that's going to hold them down. Like, you can have a hell of a summer in this kind of environment. And I remember just never giving I was at that Burger King a few times, and I was quick to be like, no. I was like telling women no left and right, or young women no left and right. They were all older than me. I was 15 years old. These were 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, but I always knew how to make a buck in this town, even as a kid. So, and then my grandfather left me his apartment, and that's how I had my own place. He went to another state, and I took over his apartment in New York. And I had that for 18 months before I ruined that situation for being young and stupid and irresponsible and not understanding how to, how the world truly works when it comes to, paying your bills and doing it on time and taking responsibility for what happens in your life. I knew nothing about that. I was raising myself. How could I know? But these were the old stomping grounds. Right here. It looked nothing like this. I mean, it was so seedy. I mean, just pornography everywhere you turned. Crack was everywhere. Everyone was getting high. There was 100 drug dealers on one side of the block and 100 drug dealers on the other side of the block. I was David, and this was my lion's den. When I came out of the other side, though, that's a fact. Is there a topic? Is it called Memory Lane? Never give yourself away? Which one? What's the topic? Big Elvis reminisces on how he gave himself away and how he'll never do it again. And you gotta earn it. You gotta earn. I'm not, I'm just not gonna do it. It's starting to canoe, I guess. I'm gonna put a little bit of. I gotta fix this. I gotta pull over. This is more important than the drive here. Come on. I put a little saliva on my fingertip, and then I tap this little part here with the saliva to stop it from wetting, and now it'll burn more on this side. So that wetness you see right there is going to stop it from burning more, and it'll start to grab. You see it's already grabbing on this side because it stopped right there. So it'll start to burn more evenly. It works if you just turn it, Oh yeah, God is good. I remember there was a time where I wouldn't even work on Sundays for a couple of years. Then I started working on Sundays again. I would like to go back to not working on Sundays. But it's hard for a guy like me, because I just know that I can monetize this day. This guy's begging to be hit. How rude is he? Fun with a question mark. T. Rilla, you have my attention. What are you speaking of at the moment? What's fun? Look, it totally went around. Well, not all the way yet, but it's almost. It stopped burning, though, that bottom part from the saliva. Almost, but it stopped. Another 2 pulls. Whew, but I'm getting blit. I had enough. I gotta put this out. Let me flick it and show it to you. I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm gonna actually I just broke it off. And if I don't pull it right now, let me see, let me try. See, if LJ pulled on it, she would make it go all the way around. It's still some left. But I'm gonna let it burn out, because this is a lot for me. And this is only my second time trying this bud, and it appears to be really strong. So I'm gonna let that rest. Oh, God is good. I want to let that rest. Woo. That's like it's a true hybrid because there's an amazing tingling sensation that's going from the back of my brain all the way bouncing towards the mucous membrane. I don't feel sniffy or anything, but it's now going like down my spine all the way down to my toes. My hips is passing, so it has this overly body tingle, like my shoulder blades, like you know how my shoulder sometimes hurts. It's like got all that area just totally tingling in such a, not a tingle way, but in an acknowledgement way of it is reaching that area. In other words, you know, like, and see, she got back to me. She's so cool. Oh, here it goes. Look, I'm still live and I'm reading the text. Thank you for the kindness and the positive thoughts. I love you, Crystal. Come on. That's a fact. That's a Fendi fact. Are we still live? That's so cool. Let me move this back. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Cancel that. No, I don't want to stop streaming. But what's crazy is right now I have one section of the screen and the other section is all my text messages. That is so great. I love that. This must be from like some sort of upgrade they gave me without me knowing. A couple of days ago, it just started upgrading on its own. Got tired of asking me. Reconnecting, so maybe I was off. I was inquiring of what kind of fun before you explained. Oh, okay. We had some fun, yeah. You said you and the girl had fun. Yeah, we had fun. But let me tell you, I don't remember anything of what we did. Only thing I remember is her embarrassing me in front of all these fine-ass, beautiful women, and I was targeting the most beautiful one of them all. I still remember her name. I'm not going to say it, even though it's been 30-something years, 40. Has it been 40 years? 40 years ago, I was 9. 30 years ago, I was 19. So we're talking 36 years ago. Oh, that fine girl, her name was, you know. And those kids got to be, whew, Jesus, in their 30s. I was never interested in children. Never. Especially back then, you know. It was like, I was a 15-year-old kid lying to everybody that I was 18. You know? I think that's it for today. Call just came in. See? That's what I love about what I do. You hear that? That's from all that rain this last couple of days. My car is like squeaking. You are appreciated for tuning into this small channel on YouTube, where a guy like me could talk to you, and there can be like this mutual understanding that we're all humans, we're all people, we all have a past. You know, we all are trying to get through this reality as least of, like, with the least amount of scratches, I guess. You know, but being that I'm a risk taker, I am the guy who I'm gonna make it like if I'm David and I'm in the lion's pit, right? I'm coming out of this lion's pit. I'm gonna have scratches. I'm going, you hear me? I'm gonna have scratches. This is some of the best pizza in New York right here, y'all. Bravo Pizza on 42nd Street. If you got an opportunity to eat some Bravo's Pizza on 42nd Street, do so, because it's amazing pizza. They have an amazing pizza. And I remember, I haven't had it in many, many years, but they've been really great for so many years. You can't go wrong. And then I liked them because during the pandemic, they was always open. I respect that. You know? Let me think. They have a few spots, but this one here is the best. They're all the same. Actually, let me just say this. They're all the same because they're strict on their ingredients. They're strict on that pizza flour. I think they're using Trumps. Everybody uses Trumps. All the good places, they use the Trumps. It just says it's nothing to do with Trump, the president. It's just the flour company that makes a pizza flour, and it says high fructose Trump pizza flour, and it's really good flour. I mean, 00 is much better. The problem with 00 is you're paying like $7-8 more for the bag, and it doesn't make sense, because and also the 00 pizza flour is going to give you a thinner crust, even if you try to add a lot of weight to that pizza where you want it to have a stronger New York crust, less Italian style, more New York not Italian, but New York pizza. You want that crunch and that tug. It's all about when you bite into a pizza, you get the right tug. Bravo's got it down. They really. Whereas you go to Patsy's in Harlem and you get that brick oven pizza, that's a whole nother experience of pizza. That doesn't represent New York. Patsy's, maybe at one time it did 100 years ago, but from the 70s onto the 2000s, you want the pull and tug like Bravo's has. And that's that's the difference between the 00. 00 is better, but here's the thing. Patsy's is using, now you're not using Trumps, they're using all purpose. I've seen the bags. I went through the garbage. When I went into the pizzeria business, I was checking all the top pizzeria places, their garbages, to see what they're using. That's a fact. I was all up in Patsy's garbage. I was all up in Bravo's garbage, and I was all up in L&B's garbage, which they use Trumps as well. All the good ones use the Trumps, and all the specialty ones, like that you sit down and eat at the restaurant, they're gonna use 00 because it's gonna be a thinner pie. How did we get there? How did we go there? I'm all over the place over here. I'm all over the place like like you dropped a bag of marbles. That's my first time using that, so it's a play on stars. You're all over the place like bird crap. So I'm all over the place like a drop bag of marbles. I don't like it too much because the marbles represents losing your marbles. So losing the marbles, it adds a little this guy's trying to get over. Let me move on. It adds a little bit an excuse. He's out. He lost his marbles. Yeah, you ain't the only one to drop marbles. I mean, the marbles ain't the only one that fell. Your brains did too. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. Yeah, but Crystal, she finally got the friends and family, which there are, like my uncles that call me, they pay that same price as she would pay. And the guy who makes all my boxes and stuff for the cookies. He was introduced to me by one of my uncles, and my uncle introduced me to his friend who now makes our cookie boxes and is about to. We're doing some prototypes for the gummy boxes as well. The gummy boxes are going to be this week. We'll have the gummy boxes. The same time we're going to have the ingredient label and the nutrient facts label. But there has to be some sort of way. You can't just copy and paste something like that. There has to be some sort of certificate that you get when you drop off your stuff for the nutrient facts. You just can't put nutrient facts on the back of your stuff. I'm going to do that. But I will find out the true information of whether or not there's some sort of like, you have to have it registered or whatever have you, you know? Like they're gonna be like, where you get these nutrient facts from? Ooh. And then could it be considered fraud? Because there's no proof that you got this. So, you know, it's a lot of things to consider. It's still not gonna stop me. Why? Because I am in the lion's den and I know I'm not coming out without a scratch. I'm taking risks. I'm the risk taker they told you about. That's a fact. Because without me, where would we have ever been without the guy like me? And I don't mean to get conky. I don't mean to talk my, because I don't even talk like that, like where, let me talk my S. No, I'm not trying to talk my S. I'm just saying that I understand that there are massive amounts of risks involved in putting out a food product that contains cannabis and not having it labeled. And what about the understanding of that and trying to make the right moves? And what I'm going to do, here's the thing that the risk taker like me is going to do. I'm going to do what's called due diligence. I'm going to make sure that I truly find out what are the laws when it comes to pushing a product. Can I put a product before, or can I get, like, in other words, I got to look under my my certificate of authority. I got to find out some of the jargon with the certificate authority. Certificate authority, which I do have, which allows me to collect New York State tax, has to have, I need to do some reading some fine print on that. But I need to figure this out because I don't want somebody coming over to my dispensary and say, oh, you guys got gummies? And we'd be like, oh yeah, sure, we have gummies. And then they're like, well, here's your $5,000 fine, your court date, and we'll see you then. And here's an order of cease and desist until this court date is seen. I don't want to play that game. I definitely don't want to play that game. Above me to the left is the FDR Drive, and to the right is Bellevue Hospital. And this is just a little trick to avoid the highway if there's traffic. There's no traffic, but I wanted to go this way anyway. I always enjoy the road less traveled. And this is going to the parking lot of the Alexander Center, which is just, somebody who spent a lot of money to put that name on the side of Bellevue Hospital. See? Bellevue Hospital. Main entrance. Christopher Perkins, you are a lion, Elvis, and a master chef. Drive faster. I think that said Bellevue Sobriety Garden. This little garden to the right. Who remembers when I was driving over here during COVID and the news was saying how the hospitals were rammed and packed, and then I would just drive by and there would be just like 40 freaking ambulances, just everyone sitting around in their cars like they're doing now, just waiting for a call to come in, but nothing was coming in. But the news was like 30,000 people, this, right? Christopher Perkins said, I remember that night. I left New York in 2007, Miss Ruth. Watching you drive around brings back so many memories. I miss New York City sometimes. You see, Ruth, that's what I love. You gotten value from this. And speaking of value, if you've got value out of this, you can always hit the Cash App, which is $ Elvis Rosenberg, or you can hit the Venmo, which is at Elvis-Rosenberg. It's a beautiful thing, man. There's value for value. Express yourself. Love you. Come on, you already know this. Everybody knows that. This right here used to be a little to the right, was a little secret parking spots. My mom was in the hospital over here. You were able to park back here, alternate side of the street parking. Oh, it was beautiful. Those days are over. This here is 3rd Avenue. I mean 2nd Avenue. 2nd Avenue goes southbound. 2nd Avenue starts from 127th Street, east side of Harlem, and it goes all the way down to Houston, which is spelled like the city Houston. But we don't say Houston in New York. We say Houston. And you say it like a German. Houston. But it's spelled all around the world Houston. Why is that? That's because words are spelled and the way you say it means something. Boom. I live in Houston. Yeah, but we about to drive by Houston. I sent you a Cash App, Big L. Aww, look at that. Let me check. Nobody go nowhere. Aw, you're so kind. That was really generous of you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. We're driving down 2nd Avenue in this beautiful city called New York. Oh man, let me check this theater over here. My favorite theater in New York City. If you know anything about my channel, which is a lot of stuff, I did a lot of movie reviews from this particular theater that plays these B movies. And I'm gonna go over there now and see if there's a movie playing. Of course, I could just go check on my phone and, you know, just see what time it's going to be and not, you know, not live and nah. We'll just drive over there. Old school. But old school would be looking in the newspapers. Remember those days when you used to look in the newspaper to see when the movies were playing? How great was that? I used to love to do that. I used to tell people on the train, can I get the movie section? And people on the train were like, no. I'd be like, oh, sorry, but can I look just to see if there's something playing? All right. They wouldn't give you the movie section. They were like, no, I'm going to the movie this weekend. I need this. I'm like, all right. My bad. You're trying to take the movie section from people so you can see what theaters are playing. I remember that. I remember like more than one time somebody would be like, somebody would be like, no, I need it. I need it. That's funny. Tori L. Message retracted. What happened? Laugh out loud. Drive faster. I love New York. Who's Tori L? Hi, Tori L. Do we know each other? Is this your first time here? Did you press the like button? What happened? Who are you? That you wrote something and then changed your mind. The city is alive right now. Just look at those big lights. Remember when we used to use phone books. Yo, phone books, right? I'm sure Christopher Perkins remembers me showing the last of the actual phone booths here in New York. There's a few phone booths left in New York, and they're private, but you can actually put a quarter in it and make a call. And it's on this up in the 90s, it's up in 100th Street, 100 and 101st Street. See, look, this is my image, daydream, how they run. Let me see what the times are, because a lot of times I don't even know what the movie's about, and I'll take a chance. Homemade did what? Pearl 9:55. It's 9:05. 3,000. That's 950. Bros. I don't know what any of these movies are. Don't worry, duh. Don't worry, duh. That's 9:55. 9:50. Pearl is 9:50. So I got a little time to make a decision. And then I'm going to do a little research. I don't want to just walk in to a movie and it's like, I did that one time and I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, I think I'm going to leave. This is really bad. Come visit LA sometime. Absolutely. I would love to visit LA. Troy L? Or is that, yeah, Troy, T-O-R-Y. Yeah. Rosenberg 3,000. With a question mark. Yeah, you chatting. Oh yeah, we chatted that day. Remember when we used to use phone booth? Yeah. Big shelf. Anticipate the stream. Good man. Anticipate the stream. Oh. Let me stop reading this stuff before I make the police have to work. Because they're on I wouldn't say a strike. They're on like they're just not. They're standing down. You have to call them. So you can go through red lights and you can go through stop signs and you can be on your phone, and very few cops are gonna pull you over right now in New York. They're all standing down. You have to call, but I'm sure if they got a little bit of pressure, they'll pull somebody over, make a quota. But they're not even doing quotas anymore. They're not even doing quotas no more. You call, they come. If you don't call, they don't know what to tell you. I love it. The best way to be. Sorry, Miss Roof, I don't mean anything by that. I'm just saying, we can police ourselves to some degree, I'm not saying we don't need police. I'm just saying, I don't mind worrying that I might have a broken tail light out and they just pull me over. I can't get away with it. I had a broken tail light out for a whole week. And went and got it and fixed it. Before, I wouldn't get 2 hours with a broken tail. They pull me over. Woo, woo, woo. Be like, hey, how you doing? They're like, yeah, man, you got the tail light out. Let me see license registrations. We need to run that. So I hate that. But I know they're under a lot of pressure, man. These are order followers. They're gonna follow the orders that they told to do. Job, they're getting paid $100,000. $100,000 is not a little bit of money. And they want them like, yo, we got to make this city. This city's big. You know, I can see them telling the cops, this is a big city. This city got to generate income. And look at all the officers that are suing. Come on. We got to pay out all the time. So you might want to get these tickets popping. So I know that's what sucks about the job. But if they would have got me when I was 19, 20, I'd have been the number one earner of tickets. I'd have been making a lot of paper for the city. I'd have probably been ruthless. Because that's what happens when you're 19, 20 years old and you join this group of people that got your back and offering you like some sort of teamwork. It's very alluring. It's very alluring. I get it. And then, you know, you put on, I used to have a friend and he was like a security guard. And I was like, you really like being a security guard? He says, you have no idea. He says, as soon as I put this suit on, he would call it his suit. As soon as I put my suit on, he's like, I got superpowers. And I'm like, you don't even have a gun. He's like, I know. But he's like, I feel like I got superpowers. He felt so like alive in this uniform. I mean, he didn't abuse power or was ruthless or rude. He said he just felt that the power that came from that, and he believed that actually helped him get women. Being in a security outfit, that women are drawn to a man in uniform. It really it gets them going to some degree. It's 9:10. The movie theater I go to is about 2 blocks this way. I haven't been here since COVID hit. And my friend that worked there, he was like the cleanup guy. I don't know if anybody remembers those old videos where I would just sit and talk to the cleanup guy for like an hour. And he wound up passing. That broke my heart. I was like, what? And I mean, like, the guy was like the nicest guy. We would just sit and talk, and it was a language barrier. He spoke Spanish, and I was having, you know, I would force it out. I would just get the words out just to help. And he was so like impressed. He's like, yeah, you got it. You said it good. You know, he would always say stuff like that. He was really cool. Helping me with my Spanish. He would talk, show me pictures of his kids and all that. And then I kept coming to the movies, and then I didn't see him for a couple of months. I was like, yo, where's my guy? And they were like, oh man, he's sick. He's not doing well. Then I went back right around the COVID time. They was like, who in there cleaning up, and I asked about him. And they were like, oh no, he died. I was like, what? They're like, yeah. And it wasn't COVID related. It was something else. And that was just like so hard, like so sad. And he was there 25 years, the cleanup guy at this, it's called, the theater is called Empire. I told you, it's like my favorite theater. I've been coming here for years. Always parking, even though now they kind of made the blockways difficult to park. But in this area of Manhattan, you find parking. You just have to move it by 7 a.m. You know, New York don't play that. 7 a.m. your car better be off the streets because it's going to get towed. And the ticket will be over there when you go pick it up from the tow. Very few cars are just being ticketed at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. do you dirty, you know. The 6 a.m. ones, they might ticket the 6 a.m. ones, but the 7 a.m. ones, when those guys come in them tow trucks at 7 a.m., they're gonna take it. That's 150. Now it might be more than that. Or it used to be I paid 150, and that was like, you know, 15 years ago. So I don't know what it is anymore. And this right here is West 12th Street. This is the theater that I love. Ah, man, but now that this is the internet, I have to not go to this theater because what if there's haters out there and I'm live and they say, oh, I know what theater he's at. Let me, go see him and give him a bag of money and a big old hug. Because that's the only beef I got. I ain't got no beef, so I'm good. I got no haters. Well, neither did, what's his name? John Lennon. He didn't have no beef with that guy. That guy just did it just to be famous. So in that case, what's gonna happen is gonna happen, maybe, right? John Lennon couldn't even walk down his own block without getting got by some hater looking for some clout chasing OG. John Lennon's killer is the clout chasing OG. Clout daddy. He's clout granddad. See, this is my favorite little theater. They only play 2-3 movies right here to the right. I like this theater. See, this right here that I'm standing in is not legal parking. They changed it. Let me go run over here and see if there's anything interesting to see and what time. I'll be back. All the movies started already. But this is my favorite theater. And what's crazy is that I've seen over 30, 40 movies in this place here. And 90% of the time, I'm the only one in the theater. This theater is one of those secret little theaters that not a lot of people know, and they do a lot of independent filming. I was told the story about the owner. The first theater we went to, he owns that one and this one and just refuses to leave. And he's getting money because a lot of these independent movies need a place that they have to put, certain movies have to be put out there. So these are one of those little theaters that, it's like it's part of some sort of step that you take. I don't know. I can't remember the story behind it at the moment. That short term is kind of gone to meet a friend. But it's an interesting story. It might be Googleable. I said that without stuttering. I love that. It might be Googleable, but this is what's left. A little more than half, right? And I know that he's been offered, I don't know, but I've been told that he's been offered an exorbitant amount of money for that space. And he refuses to sell it. And I told the guy, I said, but I'm the only one in the theater. How are they making money? And he says, nah, I don't work like that. He gets paid to show the movie. Because these people have I think he was saying how they have a certain amount of money, and these people with a certain amount of money, they have the money allotted to put it as far as maybe promotional reasons, whatever it is. But a lot of times when I'm in the theater, it'll be it'll be a lot of comps. So people come to the theater, it'll be like 10 people, and you could tell they're like in a big group, and they're like comped these tickets. So basically you make one of these movies and you pay these little theaters all around the country possibly to play these movies, and a lot of them are really, really good. I mean, really, 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 really good. A lot of horror movies too. A lot of horror movies. I've seen so many horror movies. It's like I could just make a horror movie. I know how to do it. It's such a simple, it's all the same premise and stuff like that, you know? And it's, you know, it's good. It's good movies, but they pay. So the guy doesn't care if I come in there. I'm sure he would like his place packed with people, don't get me wrong, but they don't really care because they're getting paid every week. And every week there's a new movie. Every Friday they got 3 new movies every Friday. And everybody, that's why he's telling them, that's why he don't need the money. Like, no, I'm good. I'm giving. And another thing I do is I buy the popcorn. I buy the popcorn and the drink every time. I do goobers. Goobers is what I do. I go to the movies and I buy a box of goobers, and this place here has the old school one where when you open up the box, the goobers fall out the box. None of that save space in the plastic. So when you open up the box, it's inside of a plastic. No, these people here got the time machine that allows them to freaking get the goobers where it's still in the box, and you open the box and it comes out of the box. There's no plastic bag in there to open. I love that. I don't like the goobers when you open up the goobers, this damn plastic bag, and then you have to then open up the plastic bag and then eat those goobers. No. I know that's kind of silly. I get that, right? But that must be the cringe. The cringe. So cringe. Cringe. All right, let me double check my text messages over here. Come on. Officers. They're both on their phones. That's funny. I should pull over and say, listen, I was told you were told to stand down. Can I just start like texting now and just like, if I hit someone, just worry about insurance and stop like you guys worry? Like, what's going on? See what they say. If I was for no fame, I would just be recapping everything we just talked about. He does like 4 recaps. I can't do any recaps. Well, he does have a topic, so that makes sense. God is good. Oh my goodness, God is good. Whew. Whew. I'm gonna put that down. I gotta put that down. Oh man. All right, that was super cringe. Ew, super cringe. And if you don't know what I mean, let me for no fame, you guys, real quick. The super cringe is the actual cannabis that I am indulging in. I'm indulging in a hybrid that is really, really funky. Like funkier than when you first smelled the diesel, the sour diesel, when you first smelled that for the first time and you were like, oh my goodness. And you were just like, I gotta try that. This is like kind of the same way, but not in a diesel way, in a more like I wouldn't say, let's say diesel is more putrid smelling. It's a putrid smell, almost like, you know, a vomity kind of a goodness, if there's such a thing. Diesel has shown us that yes, there is such a thing as this description that I'm giving you. This is a funkiness, but I would say sewery without being any hint of sewer being around, if that makes any sense. It has a strong pungentness of not souring grapes, but maybe souring leaves, if that makes any sense. So it doesn't remind you of a wine thing. It doesn't give you a stomach curl. It gives you like a whoa, what is this? What? Huh? I don't understand. Just when I thought I put it away, I picked it back up. Yes, I did. Just when I thought I put it away, I picked it back up. All right. All the movies over here are starting in the next 15, 20 minutes. So I'm going to take that opportunity to go to my phone and see what's playing. And you are appreciated. And never forget, never. I mean, I don't care what they say about me when I'm not looking. I love you. And this is coming from a guy who had a parent and a sibling who didn't and couldn't say that. I'm saying that because I mean that. I'm saying that because it's true. I'm looking right at you, and you know I am. I love you.